Hi, I'm Tomas. I'm going to show you how to arrange a melody and chords into a fingerstyle guitar solo so you can play it all together on one guitar. Let's do this. Hey there. When I first started playing guitar, I was baffled by people who could play the melody and chords together on one guitar. I, was happy to just be able to strum chords while somebody else sang or played the melody. But over the years, I found it's really not that hard, and I'm going to show you a step-by-step system that you can use to get the hang of this. Now, that doesn't mean it won't take some practice, but with a system, it'll be much easier than just trying to wing it. I'm going to use the song Happy Birthday to demonstrate the steps. Now, it's just because I know most everybody knows this melody, but you can apply it to pretty much any chords and melody. Step number 1 is get clear on that melody. Here's that melody for Happy Birthday, and I'm just going to play a part of it for now. It repeats. A little different change. Okay, let's take that much. Now the next step, once you're clear on the melody, I normally would play through that whole melody and get it clearly in my mind and in my ear, as well as see where the notes are on this part of the guitar, the upper neck. Now I want to add a bass note, and to do that, I need to know the chords for this song. So we're going to start off playing the chords, and I'll hum the melody. Da, da, da. Now, I already know the chords. They're C, G, and F. And if you don't know the chords to a song, you're going to want to figure that out. One way to do it is find some sheet music with the chords, search online, or you could do it by ear. You hum the melody and play the chords until it sounds right. But any way you look at it, you're going to have to figure out the chords before you can put the melody and the chords together. So I'm going to start with a C chord. I'm going to hum the melody and see how it fits with the chords. Da 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 da. Now I heard a couple of things. One is I realized there's kind of 3 pulses to each chord. Da da 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I also heard that the melody kind of does a little what we call a pickup. It starts before the downbeat of the chord. So it's na, da, da, and then the chords start. So that's going to help me know where to play the bass notes that we need. Now, step 2 is get the chords. Step 3 is get the bass note of the chords and play it with the melody. Now, this is going to take a little practice. I'm going to pinch the bass note and the melody together. So I'm playing the melody with my fingers. That wasn't such a clean melody, but you got the idea. Now I'm going to add that bass note. And I want to add it kind of on the downbeat of where the chords would normally strum. So there's a pickup. It's da, da, and then the chord would come here. Da. So that's where I'm going to play the bass note. Da, 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 da. And then there's going to be a chord here. That's the G. And I'm going to take the bass note for the G. It's a G note. Da. Now keep going. Da, da. That's a downbeat or the chord, the B. Da, da, and here comes the C chord. Da. Now, that makes for a very simple version of this finger-picking style song. With the bass note, it would be, first of all, a C. I'll do the pickup. C, bass note. To the G. Again, G. And back to the C. And I'm using my fingers so that I can use the first and the pinky to play the melody. I could use the second if I needed to, but I'm reserving that third to play the bass note. Now for step 4, I'm going to play the whole chord along with that melody. So now I'm going to play the C chord along with the bass note. I'm going to use the thumb for the bass note. So I'll start out with a C chord, first that pickup. C. And G. It's a down B. Pickup, G chord. See, I'm using my pinky and first finger for the melody. Now we've gotten to where I can do the bass note. I've got the chord, which is basically the harmony of this tune. For step 5, we're going to add some movement to it. There's different kinds of movement. The most obvious one for this one for me is a kind of an arpeggio. So I can play the melody and play other notes in between when I don't need to play the melody, something like this. You might want to hum the song and play it as an arpeggio to get an idea what that sounds like. Something like this. Da 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 da. I'm just worried about the chords with my left hand and doing the melody with my voice. Now I'm going to put those two together, and this will just take some experimenting till I get something I like. So I'll start simple. Okay, that wasn't much of a movement, but I'm working towards that. I'm going to refine it as I go. I'm going for simple, and then I'll embellish it as I improve. Here's a little more complex version. Now, I have a quick chord change at that very end. So I can't wait for the downbeat of a measure, so to speak, for that chord. I need to change bass notes whenever the chords change. So that last measure, I have to kind of go back and forth pretty quick. Listen. So I'm changing the bass note every time the chord changes. Now I want to show you I've worked with this for a while, I've played with it, and I'm going to show you something that sounds a little more complete after I played with it for a while. And this really is how I figured this out. I arranged the song this way by just this process I'm describing. So here's Happy Birthday with some embellishments, and then I'll give you some tips to help you move forward. The first tip is to start simple and embellish later. Get the basic structure of the song with the bass notes. That's the most important part, the bass and the melody. And then fill in between. Add embellishments and little tricks along the way. One of the things I like to do with songs is sometimes to add a harmony, 2 notes at once. Like, listen to this. I didn't start that way. The tune was very simple to start. You see the difference? Tip number 2 is practice some prearranged songs. In other words, learn something that somebody's already written down. That'll help your fingers to develop the technique to move with the thumb and independent movement, but also you'll start learning little tricks and ways that you can put the melody and the bass note and chords together. Tip 3 is practice exercises. Practice arpeggio patterns like this, or like this. There are many different arpeggio styles. Practice the pinching technique. That's where you play one note with your thumb and one with your finger. Practice staggered style. That's where you play one note then another. And finger picking patterns. All these are exercises that will help you when you go to arrange a piece fingerstyle. They'll kind of jump to your aid and help you come up with some kind of rhythm that works for that tune. And the final tip is, if you're really serious about playing fingerstyle, you might want to take some basic classical guitar lessons. I'm not advocating you become a super classical guitarist, but the basics will help you develop independent finger movement, be able to read notes better, and also get some new tricks up your sleeve for making the melody and the bass note and the chords all fit together. So that's it for this lesson. If you're a member of my Real Guitar Success membership, there are many exercises for pinching, for staggered notes, arpeggio patterns, and much, much more. If you're not a member yet, check it out. You can get started for absolutely free, actually. I would love to have you there. Go to realguitarsuccess.com, and I'll put a link somewhere below also. Thanks again. I'll see you soon, and leave me a comment, good or bad. I just love to know what you're thinking. Thanks.